Ice baths, they're all the rage, right? Some of the most influential health experts on the internet are praising the benefits of daily cold water exposure. And as someone who's had his fair share of health problems over the last couple of years, I wanted to see if I could get some of those sweet benefits for myself. So what better way than to do a 30 days of ice baths challenge? So I've wanted to do this challenge for quite some time now, and why I've chosen to start it in the middle of winter, I'm not quite sure. It's -3 degrees outside. The ideal temperature apparently for an ice bath is between 10 and 15 degrees Celsius or 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So this trusty bin here is filled up with some water, which is currently at about 9 degrees Celsius. Anyway, I'm a little bit cold already, a little bit nervous, so I'm just going to get this done. I'm wearing my nice summer trunks just to convince my body or my brain that I'm going to be nice and warm. Here goes nothing. Oh dear. Oh my god. So apparently the ideal length of time to spend in an ice bath is about 5 minutes. That is not going to happen today. On my feet. Needless to say, my trunks did not convince my brain. Wow, that was quite something. Day 1, done. 29 to go. So what exactly are the benefits of cold water exposure other than getting your money's worth from your garden bin subscription from the council? So one of the biggest proponents of cold water exposure is this man here, Wim Hof. He's an eccentric Dutchman who uses cold water exposure as one of the pillars to his method, the Wim Hof method, a method that he believes can transform people's health, reducing pain, stress, anxiety, and improving mental clarity. I should stress that this video isn't about me taking on the Wim Hof method. There are other things he does alongside the cold water exposure, like some more advanced breathing techniques, which I won't be going into in this video. So the way that Wim Hof believes that cold water exposure improves a person's health is largely down to the effect it has on the circulatory system. So when we get in cold water, the small blood vessels in our body have to work harder in order to maintain our body core temperature. And with a circulatory system that is more efficient, including those small blood vessels, it takes strain away from the heart, meaning the heart doesn't have to pump quite as hard. More and more research is coming out about cold water exposure, with the following benefits starting to get backed by science. Improved brain health, enhanced fat oxidation, supercharged immune system, boosted energy and mood. I'll tell you soon why I personally think I can benefit from ice baths, but let's get back to me and the bin and see how I'm getting on. I'll give you a hint, it's not going too well. So it's day 2 and it's been quite a cold night out tonight, so I'm quite nervous to open the bin. Definitely an ice bath now. Crikey. Oh, my feet. This is horrendous. Oh, that was so cold. I guess that's the idea though, isn't it? So those first couple of days in the ice bath have been pretty tough, to be honest, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't really enjoyed it, which is a little bit of a worry because, you know, I've committed to this challenge and I definitely want to get some enjoyment out of it. I'm really hopeful that these ice baths can just help me reach kind of new levels with my health. As many long-time viewers of this channel will know that my health kind of took a turn for the worst in 2021 when I had a cancer diagnosis, and I'm just kind of desperate to find that healthy version of myself. So that's definitely a big part of why this challenge is so important for me. So I'm just really hopeful that I can find some benefits from it and get some enjoyment out of it. So I just hope it gets a little bit easier. Unfortunately, things would get harder rather than easier as the outside temperature dropped even further. Oh, please only be thin. Okay, interesting. That'll do it. Do 10 seconds. Well, I managed 30 seconds. I'm actually quite pleased with that. Oh gosh, that is thick.
Been a wintry weekend with many places struggling to get above freezing during the days. Heavy snowfall for several areas. So over the next few days things are staying cold and we've got wintry hazards such as snow showers, ice stretches and freezing fog.
Can't get in any further because of the ice. It's an early one this morning. Any ice to break? Ooh. I think we're going to be all right. So that was week one of my ice bath challenge, and to be honest, didn't go particularly well. I mean, it was a success because of the fact that I turned up every day and got in the bin, but in total I only spent 5 minutes and 45 seconds in the bin, which is about an average of 50 seconds a day. Now perhaps I have an excuse to the fact that the temperature of the water was actually quite far below the recommended temperature for ice baths, but I knew I had to improve if I wanted to get anything positive out of this experience. Going into that second week, I was blessed with the fact that the weather was changing and it was getting a little warmer, which was great. But I also had a little word with myself that I needed to stop treating the challenge as just something that I needed to get done, and I wanted to be a little bit more present with the practice of getting into the bin. And that small sort of change in mindset made a real difference going into week two. Still cold. It's still cold. But a lot more bearable. Good. I took that confidence into the Christmas break. Christmas meant 2 days away from the bin as we travelled to see family. I settled for cold showers instead. It's Christmas Day and we're driving in between families, but first of all, we've got to head home for a nice festive dip in the ice bath, or the bin. Just going home to get in the bin. So that second week of ice baths felt like a real breakthrough. I was actually enjoying getting in the bath and was almost looking forward to it as well. But I wanted to see if I could get a little bit more from my experience of being in the ice baths, and I started incorporating a few breathing exercises. Not the Wim Hof breathing exercises that I previously mentioned, but something slightly different. I decided to try box breathing, a technique of breathing used to reduce stress in the body. It's popularised by the Navy SEALs, where they implemented it to enhance concentration and calmness. It involves a 4-4-4-4 breathing pattern. Inhaling for 4 seconds, holding your breath for 4 seconds, exhaling for 4 seconds, and then holding your breath again for 4 seconds. And you repeat that several times. And it felt great to be stacking 2 health disciplines. I could get the benefits of cold water exposure and the benefits of intentional breath work at the same time. Well, it's, as you can see, a beautiful day here in England. Cold, wet, windy. Am I becoming more resilient because of my cold water efforts? I think maybe I am. So the breath work coupled with my ice baths was working really well, but I decided that I wanted to add even yet another layer to my routine. And that's where this book comes in, a gift from Jenny at Christmas. And yeah, I think this book is genius. The Daily Stoic from Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman. 366 meditations on wisdom, perseverance, and the art of living. So based on Stoic philosophies. So the way this book is set out, it encourages you to read just 1 page a day, so that you spend that day reflecting on that little bit of Stoic philosophy that you've read about. So what I did, I'd read a page of this before getting in the ice baths, and then I'd think about what I'd read whilst doing my breathing exercises. And I found that I really unlocked yet another level to this whole 30 days of ice baths challenge. A wise person knows what's inside their circle of control and what is outside of it. The good news is that it's pretty easy to remember what is inside our control. According to the Stoics, the circle of control contains just one thing: your mind. That's right, even your physical body isn't completely within the circle. After all, you could be struck with a physical illness or impairment at any moment. But this is all good news because it drastically reduces the amount of things that you need to think about. There is clarity and simplicity. While everyone else is running around with a list of responsibilities a mile long, things they're not actually responsible for, you've got just the one item on the list. You've got just one thing to manage: your choices, your will, your mind. So mind it. So here we go, final day of ice baths, day 30. We've got a nice 9 degrees in the bin today. So what I can say for certain is that I think doing these ice baths has had an effect up here, and I've built 2 important skills over these 30 days. The first one being discipline. So you have to be pretty disciplined to get up every morning and come out here and get in this cold water. You know, I've started my day with this, and you know, it's a great way to start the day, ticking off an achievement effectively. But the other, perhaps even more important life skill that this has helped build is resilience. And I think resilience is something really important to build in your life, because life can be difficult at times, and I think it's important that we do difficult things, we expose ourselves to difficult things, and this is not comfortable. So that skill of resilience has really strengthened in me over these 30 days, and that's probably the main thing I'm going to take away from these ice baths. So that's 5 minutes and 30, and I think I'm going to call that done. A very memorable 30 days completed, and a fantastic bonding experience between me and the garden bin. You're worth every penny, bin. Thanks for watching, and if you were entertained or found this video informative, hit the like button and subscribe to show your support. It's much appreciated. See you next time.